Hi everyone, and welcome to the Miss Canada Globe official page. And now we're about to talk about, are we a scam? A special question that comes up to some of our applicants or to some people that applies to us. Or what is a scam? So to clear the air, we would like to talk to you about how did that started? Okay. First and foremost, it will take, for us to be a scam, it will be so much effort. To have an office, a running office, and to have a cost for the rental of the office, pay the staff, phone line, internet service, production costs such as the production of the pageant, to pay for hotel, to pay for the theater use, ticket printing, program book printing, and also to pay for crowns, sashes, to pay for international franchises. Oh my God, that's a lot of effort to make it a scam. So, first and foremost, I'm going to talk to you how this has all started. This started when a former friend of mine, actually it goes beyond that. It started when one pageant director, I'm not going to mention any name, but you know who you are because you're the one who posted it on voy.com. And the voy.com of that Canadian pageant or Canadian pageant something. I'm not quite sure what, because I don't even look at it. It's so negative. But obviously this pageant director was working for another pageant, which basically is no longer in existence. And why we are still existing, it's no longer in existence because this person actually was so jealous, and they are in so need of so much contestants because their pageant was actually started to die down. They had a bad reputation. And again, we don't talk about these kind of things to our contestants or to our applicants, but there's always two sides to a story. But I'm going to give it the story. This person basically was upset because our pageant organization was growing, and to the point that they were not having any more contestants. And they're so desperate for contestants, and therefore they're trying to make it look like we're a scam. And that basically was back in 2009. Okay. And then right after that posting, because no one was paying attention and they're so in desperate of contestants, they started inventing a lot of stuff, a lot of topics, a lot of defamatory and slanderous topics, which our lawyers are taking care or took care of it. So once a slanderous statement and defamation statement has been made, of course, we cannot take that for granted or let that go. We took care of it, and our lawyers are taking care of it. But the problem is, it's not really a problem, but we choose to be quiet because we don't have to prove ourselves in writing or by words. We prove ourselves by the actions that we do. And for the fact that we reached 20 years in pageantry and going close to 21 says something for an organization. And then what happened was there was a person that I trusted, who I thought was going to be a good friend of mine, worked for the pageant and learned the mechanics. She's a former pageant queen. I'm not going to mention any name, but she started when she was young, and she was winning like young pageants, like when she was little, so like Little Miss pageants. And then she went and joined, when she was an adult, different pageants. Most of the pageants, actually, she was appointed or acclaimed, which means you didn't win the title, but you were appointed. And I'm not going to go further on that. And again, another situation was she was appointed, and then she won one pageant. It was held in a nightclub which their family owned. So again, we've kept quiet, but we want to make sure that we state this and let everybody know. So this pageant, this girl worked for me and worked for Miss Canada Globe Productions for a year. After learning the trade, she started working for a modeling agency, and then built her international pageant. It was a teen pageant. And then from there, she started making statements and teamed up with the girl or the lady who was a pageant director from that other pageant. And they started making defamatory statements. And again, there's a saying, I always believe in the saying that when you point a finger to someone, 10 fingers will point back at you. And there's a saying that when you say something, you think what you do. So whatever you're thinking is because that's what you're doing. And as you all know, and whoever knows the pageant industry, it's not like in the Philippines, or it's not like in Latin American countries or Asian countries, where it's completely sponsored by government associations, tourism departments, and big corporations, and that's why in Latin American countries, winning title, whenever they send a girl and they win, like Miss Venezuela or Miss Mexico, whoever wins, even Miss Philippines, they are guaranteed a good stature after their reign, because they become a celebrity and they get the perks of it. But in Canada, it doesn't work like that. People will never sponsor pageants because of the fact that Canada is not really a pageant country yet. And that's the reason why the original Miss Canada ended in 1992, because of feminist movements, to the fact that our culture is just so different from other countries that loves and embrace pageants. And because the pageant community is so small, and because Canada is not a pageant country, people get confused about what people say or what people they see on the internet. Slanderous statements and defamatory statements. All we're going to say here is that we have been existing for almost 21 years. We've won international pageants, and we've done different things that are known in the community. A lot of charitable work and a lot of personality development program, which that's the reason why a lot of pageants, they say, oh, we make other pageants look bad, because we actually do what we say. So another thing is that obviously, because they want to make it big, other contestants or title holders who did not win, or title holders that get dethroned, obviously they're acting towards their anger, why they didn't win or why they got dethroned, right? So they act and they say because they're angry to the point that it becomes slanderous and defamatory again. And again, there's always two sides to a story. When a title holder gets dethroned, it's because of the fact that she failed to comply with the requirements of the contract. And if a contestant didn't win, it's because of the fact that they're sour graping. And because they're sour graping and they couldn't take the reality of not winning the pageant, especially parents, moms, pageant moms, that they revolve their world around their daughter. And if their daughter doesn't win, they create a drama after the pageant and they start making different angry statements because their daughter did not win. And if you go on our MissCanada.tv website, it will show there our videos, especially that was made by Genesis Multimedia about our judging system. And that's the reason why it's computerized, because we don't want the drama at the end. And that's where the money goes also as well. It costs money to have a computerized judging system. And at the end of the day, people will never say we're fixed because we have everything all on computer panel. And if you have any questions, you may contact Fernando Babaltin of Genesis Multimedia at 416-881-2680 or www.genesismultimedia.tv, and you can get his side of the story in regards to how the computerized pageant system works. Okay, so with that saying, that's how all that negative statements that were put on the internet. And again, there's two sides to a story, and I would like to make a point. Why do we charge an entrance fee? Because again, our country, Canada, is not a pageant country that is supported by big corporations and big corporate sponsorships. No one has given us money or big funding from the government. And therefore, we have to charge entrance fee. And the entrance fee covers 10 days of the pageant week, which is 7 days of the hotel accommodation, meals 3 times a day, training, the rental space of the theater, production cost, staff, meals, again, and the staff meals, and all that. It's not for free. So we have to charge in order to be able to make the event a possibility. And other pageants charge an entrance fee. Everybody in Canada. And if they say, oh, the entrance fee is only this amount, $400, $500, because pageants, other pageants out there chose not to be this, not to say the whole thing. They're very discreet and not saying that, oh, the hotel is not included, right? So again, people are saying, and those people are the ones saying, oh, yeah, there's extra costs and it costs this amount of money and everything. But those are the ones that actually make the discreet hidden cost of the fact that you have to pay for your hotel, or there's only 2 nights of, or 1 night of the hotel, because the hotel itself will not give $20 for the night. It's about $180 and up. So, and if you have an entrance fee of $400 or $500, how will they be able to make money in order to, for their operation cost? So think about that. You always have to think. And whenever we have the application process of the pageant, we always explain that on the actual application. And when the girls get, the delegates get, it explains there the cost of why we charge an entrance fee. So nothing is for free here in Canada, even in the United States. So if you have more questions, feel free to contact us directly. It's better to do it that way because we will give you everything all in black and white. Now, I would like to get Shelby's opinion because she became a contestant and she became a title holder. So let's talk about being from a contestant's point of view, starting from being an applicant, because you've seen the posting as well.
Yeah, so from the application process, I did my research before I even applied to the pageant. I was actually messaged by one of the title holders, and the first thing I did was message the Facebook page to make sure that they were actually the ones that were asking to get in contact with me, just so I could get grounding of who am I talking to, what is this company, and I encourage everyone else to do your research as well.
But don't base it on what they see on the internet, because again, that is a slanderous and defamatory statement. And
do research by looking at reliable sources like the company's own pages, like our Facebook page, our now YouTube page, Instagram. And if you are really unsure, you can always reach out to any of the title holders from years and years, and they'll all tell you the same thing. Working with Miss Canada Globe has really opened a lot of doors for them. From the minute the application started, I felt trusted, and I felt like this was going to be something that I feel strongly about and that I feel like I can make a difference with. After the application went through, I opted in to do payments just because I know from my own standpoint, my financial stability and stuff like that, and being a young adult myself, I was paying for it alone, which was a little bit of more, complications because of work, but you can also do looking out for sponsors yourself, which is always a good option to help pay and offset costs of pageants because it does get expensive.
And remember though, we do give a tax deductible receipts.
Yeah.
Because the contestants can get sponsorship through pledges or program book ads, and also fundraisers. So we do issue tax deductible receipts.
And right off the bat, when you are accepted, they do give you the resources to show you how to and stuff like that. Like there's a pledge sheet, and obviously you can start with friends and family, ask co-workers, and that's another option for funding if you're interested. And going through that, then preparing, getting ready for pageant week, we usually are at the Don Valley Hotel, and that is a stunning hotel, and Toronto hotels are not cheap. I know when I competed at past pageants, I spent $300 a night for a hotel, so the fact that it was included was really beneficial because I wasn't, okay, this is the initial cost, and then it's like, oh wait, there's $400 more I have to spend, which is, it's nice to have that stability that right off the start, this is what I'm paying for, rather than you pay the initial thing, and if you back out, you never get your money back, and then they tell you need this.
And that's why some of the girls who quit and wanted to get their money back, it's in the contract. It says there, any payments that were made to Miss Canada Globe Productions is non-refundable. Take it as when you're actually doing an event and you're renting a place. You're renting a banquet hall or you're renting a hotel venue. And when you make a deposit and then you cancel it, you don't get your money back. Why? Because we also have vendors that we're responsible to, that we pay money in advance. And because of that, obviously, we're starting to make investment on you being a contestant. And if you cancel or if you quit, that cannot be refunded because we've already made that payment. And this is the same thing as in the hotel. They don't give money back to whatever we paid out. Okay?
And alongside that, staying at the hotel, we have this giant rehearsal space that you can use at any time of the day, even in the evenings, to practice your talent, which is a nice resource to have.
On-site office.
Yeah, on-site office. And
the food. Talk about the food.
So the food's really great. We get buffet meals which is something that I wasn't used to, having competed at different pageants. I was used to, okay, here's a 6-inch sub from Subway. No, I like to eat, so walking in and seeing all of the different options, stuff for people who are vegetarian, have any dietary restrictions, there's something for everybody. And we go out for some meals, and like this year we went to Korean barbecue, or Korean grill house, we went to Max's restaurant, we went to Swiss Chalet. All of that stuff is included, which is really nice, and you get to kind of learn a little bit about different things in Toronto as well.
We had a salsa night,
Salsa night,
disco night, and it's not like we opened that to the public. We closed the venue, so they're not getting any revenue because we paid for the actual space and food to have our event done there. So now let's talk about it from a title holder's point of view.
So coming back as a title holder this year, all of our title holders that are kind of in Toronto or have the larger titles like Miss Canada Globe, we come back to the pageant the next summer to help out. I know Shauna flew from Newfoundland to come in and help out, which is a nice treat for the new girls. They get mentored by people who have gone through the same thing and understand the same sort of scenarios that they're in, the nerves, and we help train the girls as well. So we go through and we help with the walk training, we help with the interview training, and you get to kind of pass it down and the knowledge that you've learned throughout your reign. We also help with the judging on occasion. We host a lot of the live videos, we MC, we help girls get ready, we also help with hair and makeup tips. So it's a lot of stuff that we do when we come back to help the girls get ready for the pageant, and we volunteer our time a lot of the time to help out with that kind of stuff.
And for that itself, it's a cost for Miss Canada Globe Productions, because every time that girls come, our title holders do an appearance, let's say in Toronto, that costs money, because number one, to participate in a walkathon, we have to pay. So it's not for free. And then we have to feed the girls when they do appearances. That is not provided by the actual organizations or charitable organizations that we help out. On top of that, when we attend galas, we have to pay for tickets because it's not free. They're not giving us a ticket, free tickets. So that's an expense. And then when we train the girls, obviously they stay here in Toronto. That's provided by the pageant. Photo shoots are not for free. And also when they're being fed during their training for internationals, it's not for free. So everything costs money. So if you need a proper accounting of everything, obviously we have to charge money because it costs money. And people don't work for free. I need to have a salary as an executive officer of the pageant. The staffs have to have salary for working the pageant. Nothing is for free. So again, now I'm going to go to the next point. What is a scam? A scam is when you say something or you try to get money from people and then you fly out after and the event didn't happen because you're nowhere to be found, or the organizer, or it's like a fly-by-night operation. That's a scam. That's what you call a scam, is because there's no event that happened, or there's no office, and that's what has happened because it's not in existence. But again, we have been around for 21 years, almost 21 years. We have a website, we have our phone system, our internet, office, we have a videographer, we have a IT person. Everything costs money. So for that to be called a scam is a lot of work. A lot of work to prove that they're not a scam. if you know what I mean, right? And why did we do this video? The reason why we do this video is because of the fact that we have to say it all out and clear the air, because it's important. We've kept quiet for so long. And again, defamation and slanderous statements, we take that very seriously, and our lawyer takes care of that. Even though we don't talk about it or post it on the internet, or who we dethrone and everything, because we don't like to make things into the dramatic way, you know. And there's so many complications in life for us to actually have drama on it. We don't run it like that, and we don't like drama. We hate drama, and other pageants live through that. They live through that, and it's so sad. So again, hopefully this enlightens everyone. And again, if you have any questions, don't just look into the things that you see on the internet, like negative statements and everything, because there's always two sides to a story. And then if you hear our side and then you compare it, then you will see what's your point, right? And again, we don't force people to join. People actually contact us because they want to apply, or when they are recommended by our title holders, then they would not approach our title holders and respond back to their messages if they don't want to apply. So, you know, any final words?
I just want to say, I think that for people thinking this is a scam, you are clearly mistaken, because this is more to me than a company. This is a family.
We are a family. That's what this pageant is all about. It's not just an organization. It's a tradition. It is an institution, and it's a family. And maybe you want to add, you know, like, because you've been to other pageants, and about being fair, and compare what you've experienced to our pageant and other pageants.
I do have to say, for the money that this pageant does cost, it's definitely worth it. Other pageants, I feel that it was kind of a waste of money in a sense. Like, I felt like I never really got anything out of it. With this pageant, I at least can say I've walked away and I'm basically a different person. I can say when I walked into the pageant week in 2018, I was very scared, I was shy, I didn't like talking to people, and now I've got this giant support system of females and mentors that I can reach out to at any time if I need something.
So, thank you so much again. And we don't predetermine our winners, which you've experienced in your previous pageants. Maybe you might want to say a quick words about that.
A big thing with pageants is like rigging the system when it comes to votes and for judging. I think that having the third-party company, Genesis Multimedia, doing the judging electronically, I think that is a very important thing that I feel more pageants should implement. A lot of people in pageant industry will find a way to buy their votes, or find a way to kind of manipulate the system to make sure that certain people win, and
other pageants. And this does not this is not applying to Miss Universe Canada or Miss Canada TM, because we have so much respect for them. Other pageants, because they're run, they have a certain look, a certain height, and a certain weight that they're looking for. So even though you're 5'5" or 5'4", 5'3", they will never say, "Oh, you cannot join," because they don't want to be sued for discrimination. But they make sure that they tell the judges that, "Oh, she cannot win because she doesn't have the height that we're looking for, or the color that we're looking for, or the race that we're looking for, or the shape that we're looking for, or the weight that we're looking for." So That's an eye-opener, people. Before you do anything, make sure that you have a chance to win if you try to join other pageants, because they will not tell you that. They will not tell you that, because obviously they have a mentality that there's one winner and the rest are numbers. So if you become a number to them, that's money for them. Okay? Thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe. And see you in our next video.